Hey everyone, I'm Katie. I'm so excited to talk to you today about having a symptom-free pregnancy. Yes, it's possible. Yes, you can do it. I am in my third trimester, 1 month ago, and we're expecting our third boy by the end of the month. I'm excited to share with you the pregnancies that I've gone through and the changes that I've made so you can understand where I came from, what I've done to get to where I am now, and how you can make changes, really easy changes, and do the same for yourself. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about what symptoms are not. Symptoms are not a sign that your body is changing to grow, protect, and birth a new life from you. So when you have changes that are completely normal, that are expected, such as your stomach gets bigger, you have to go to the bathroom more because there's not as much room for your bladder. Things like that are completely normal, healthy changes. They are not symptoms. So what is a symptom? How would we define that? A symptom is a cue that your body gives you to tell you there's a problem. Hello, there is a problem. Please help me. I'm uncomfortable. And symptoms are something that we don't have to deal with. So a symptom is a sign that there is a problem that needs to be dealt with. Now, what did I do differently from the first pregnancy? Well, the first pregnancy, when I had symptoms, I thought to myself, wow, I'm so much better off than the other people that I know that I just went through pregnancy. I'm doing really great. That's a really positive outlook to have, and I'm glad I had that. I had a lot of peace and joy, and it was so much fun experiencing everything brand new, but I didn't know that there were things that I didn't have to deal with. And we'll go over some of the most common symptoms, and one, you just don't have to deal with them. So that was my assumption on the first one. So for my first pregnancy, I was vegetarian and I did a lot of exercise. I was working at the time at a veterinary hospital. So I was active and eating for the most part pretty good. I would not now say that I was eating very well because I am no longer a vegetarian. What changed for my second pregnancy? Well, I would not say that my diet improved at all. I was still consuming a lot of dairy and I was still fairly active, chasing around a 2-year-old. What I did is realizing the symptoms that I'd had in my first pregnancy, I didn't want to experience them again. So what I did was I took supplements, very good supplements, the best out there from the #1 nutritional company in the US. I have had so many companies, I cannot tell you, let me down and cause me problems. I almost died during my first pregnancy from a blood clot because nobody gave me the help that I needed. And I told them there's a problem. I requested help and I was given substandard supplements from holistic-minded doctors who thought they were giving me the best. But you know, they only know what the reps tell them unless they go and actually take those supplements to the lab themselves, because they weren't looking at clinical trials. They weren't looking at medical journals or proof of any kind. They were just reading the labels and taking someone else's word for it. Sadly, I did the same and I will never ever do that again. So the supplements I took are from Shaklee. And I will show you at the end a picture of what I'm taking now, because I still do take supplements from Shaklee, but I do it so much differently than I did for my second baby. So what I was doing was what I don't want you guys to do is when you have a symptom, it's very tempting to slap a Band-Aid on that symptom and then think you're golden. For example, you get a headache. What do? Take an Advil, Tylenol. You just slapped a Band-Aid on your headache. You don't have a headache because you have a chemical deficiency that you need Advil, aspirin, Tylenol. That's not the cause of the headache. So I was putting Band-Aids in my body in the form of supplements, which is great. And a lot of people do this with essential oils too. They mask what's really going on, what caused the problem in the first place, and they mask the symptoms so they feel better, but there's still the underlying problem that has not been addressed. Now, with supplements, more than anything else, you can actually get to the root of the problem with those supplements. And that's what I encourage you to do through diet through supplements. Get to the root of the problem and attack that. But to get to the root of the problem, you must know what the problem is. And the problem isn't the symptom. The symptom is just a sign that there's a problem there. All right, so let's scroll a list of the most common pregnancy symptoms that women deal with and think that are normal, and you have to just put up with it. It was the luck of the draw that you got these. So here they go, and they have little signs next to each of them. If this is an issue that can be dealt with diet, there's a star next to it. If this is an issue that can be dealt with extra supplements, put a little dot next to it. And if this is an issue that can be dealt with getting rid of toxins, there's an exclamation point. So that'll help you look at those and see you can do something about these. So for example, leg cramps. Why are we getting leg cramps? Well, the most common reason is your body doesn't have enough calcium, and you need quite a bit to be growing that baby healthy and strong. I have women in my family, my grandmother, great-grandmother, and up, whose bones got very, very brittle. They got osteoporosis. Some of them even had their teeth fall out after pregnancies because they weren't getting enough nutrition. Their babies had to have it to be built, so their body pulled nutrition out of them and gave it to the baby because that was the only source that it had at that point. So their body suffered because they weren't getting adequate nutrition. And you can definitely get a lot of nutrition through your diet if you're really focused on that. And that's why I encourage people to use Chronometer. Know what you're putting in. Don't just keep a food diary. Keep it in Chronometer and know you can show your healthcare provider exactly what you ate for a whole week straight and get a good idea for yourself. And look at the end. Did you meet your goals? Are you getting enough protein for baby? Are you getting enough calcium? And on it goes. They'll tell you each and every one. It'll break it down for you. It's wonderful. And then if you have a deficiency in something, well, oh my goodness, Google is amazing now, or whatever search engine you want to use. Type in what food contains the most and put it in. What is it that you're missing? Are you missing vitamin Bs? Are you missing iron? Type it in, ask what foods contain it, and look through and say, hey, yeah, I could up that in my diet. Let's do that and see how it goes and try again. Where supplements come into play is when I cannot meet my nutritional needs through diet. I have learned so much through the 2 years. Yeah, it's been 2 years now since I went raw vegan. I'm mostly high raw at this point because I do need the extra calories. So sometimes I will cook food, especially for dinner, in what foods do what for my body. And before I became pregnant, I was meeting just about every single one of my nutritional needs through diet. I had a great variety here, and that's wonderful to do if you know exactly how to do it. It's not easy, and I would say that people who are consuming pretty much raw fruits and vegetables are the only ones who are getting even close to that. So if that is not your diet, then know that you've got more to make up. And that's the great thing. If you cannot do it through diet, for whatever reason, do it through supplementation. Get a good quality supplement that you can trust because your life's on the line. Your baby's life is on the line. Why would you take anybody's word for it? Why would you take my word for it that what I am taking for myself and my baby right now is going to be the best thing out there? Don't take my word for it. Please research this. Don't take your doctor's word for it. They don't research this. You need to put forth the footwork and to do your due diligence and make sure you're getting exactly what your body needs. At the end of the day, when I'm looking at my numbers in Chronometer, and I also get blood work back from my midwife, I look and see, okay, well, she says this is adequate on my blood work, but I'm really not happy where my vitamin D level is. I want it up higher. I'm not going to feel bad for having to reach for a supplement. I also have a list of exactly what nutrients your body needs, and I'll scroll those here for you as well for growing a baby throughout the pregnancy. So if I'm not meeting those at the end of the day, I need to shore it up. And sometimes, especially when you get to this point, there is no more room to cram more food in. So supplementation can be the greatest way to go. So while those are scrolling by, let me recap the things that I have done this last pregnancy that has made it pretty much symptom-free and wonderful. I mean, I'm 40. As you progress in your pregnancies, they're supposed to get more difficult. Supposed to. They don't have to. This has been the best one yet. So what I have done is change my diet to as much raw vegan food as possible. And I have really targeted my supplements to make sure that what I am doing is shoring up what I cannot do through diet. And I'm not addressing the symptoms, I'm addressing the root cause of the symptoms. I went into some of these symptoms with my video on my first trimester, so you can look at that. But it's very easy for you to look up a pregnancy symptom and do a little digging, because not every article is going to give you the right answer, and say, hey, I'm really bloated. What could be causing that? Or I'm feeling fatigued all the time. What could be causing that? I'm having a lot of swelling. What is causing that? Don't target the swelling. Don't just get rid of the symptom. Find out why you were having it in the first place and target that. That's going to be where the sweet spot is. I hope this video was super helpful for you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. And of course, comment below. Let me know what questions you have. If you have questions about a specific supplement that I've shown, what I have done to target a specific symptom, I am more than happy to answer those in even more detail for you. But for now, I just want to wish you the very, very best in your pregnancy and have a wonderful week.